Hi everyone, and welcome back to 20 Days of Healing. I'm your host, Vicky Poole, and this week we're talking around about management tools. So we've got 5 speakers this week. We've got myself for today, who's going to be talking around communication and coaching and how that can be the key to success. We've got Stuart Greenfield from Signature Leadership Coaching and Training. He's coming up later this week. We've also got a fantastic HR consultant called Lawrence Flanagan, who's going to be sharing some top tips about how HR teams can act as a whole to change the game for their staff. And then on Friday, we have a super secret special guest who's an MD of a charity in Reading, who's going to be sharing some awesome management tools and tips and how you can find external resources to support your team, which at the moment is something that I know that we're all very, very keen on. So I hope to see you guys on Friday. So for today, when you think about coaching and communication, everyone thinks that it's something that's so simple. And a lot of it is. We're taught to talk at a very early age, and we're told to listen and then to respond. So when you come into like a working environment, your management team, your boss, your team leader, they're going to want you and their whole team to be high performing, and they just expect it to happen. If you come across a problem or you're new to the team, it's perfectly normal, and it's perfectly normal to put your hand up and say, I need a bit of help. And how would you do it? Well, we're going to cover that today. And what happens if you're running a team and you notice that someone in there needs a little bit of extra help and a little bit of TLC? How do you have that conversation, or how do you stop it before it gets too far? And how do you have that conversation with that person without making them feel small and as if they're doing something wrong? So we're going to do that one right now. So numero uno, the first thing that you do is you actually have that conversation. Sounds so simple, right? And the best way to start that conversation is, I noticed that. And insert whatever you're noticing and say, I wonder if I can help. So I noticed that you're despondent on Tuesday afternoons, and I wonder if I can help. I noticed that Fridays seem to be a really difficult day for you. I wonder if I can help. So get curious, listen to them, engage, make this time dedicated for them and hold that space. No one wants to admit that they need a little bit of help. And they're more likely to be able to open and respond if they recognize that it's visible, that what they're experiencing is clearly visible to other people. So that it's not just them, it's not just in their head, it's something that's real. And I would also encourage you to not reference what you've heard third hand. If you don't see it, then you don't see it. But if Bob in accounting has said that you're not good at something, let Bob have that conversation. Because when someone responds to you with, oh, really? I hadn't noticed that. Can you give me some more details? You're then not going to be able to help that conversation move forward. So be mindful. So you say, oh, I noticed that you're struggling on Fridays and I wonder if I can help. You say that. And then they're going to tell you whatever they're going to tell you. And that's a really great point to actually just stop and let them connect with what they're actually feeling and what they're hearing. So how does that make you feel? How long has this been an issue for you? What do they want to do instead? And how would they feel once that actually happens? So if I share an example here, I noticed that on Friday, it seems to be a really busy day for you, and I wonder if I can help. Yeah, it does. Friday's a very busy day for me. I start at 6 in the morning and I finish at 5 in the evening, and it's just nonstop all day. Okay. How does it make you feel? Oh, well, I feel rushed off my feet all day. I'm jumping from pillar to post. I don't check my work. It makes me feel really stressed out, actually. How long has it been an issue? Pretty much since lockdown, or since Christmas, or since a particular date. Okay, so, and then you can also dig one level deeper. What happened at that point? Separation, kids come home from school now, blah, 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 blah. And what do you want to happen instead? Well, I don't want to be stressed out. I want to be relaxed on a Friday afternoon at work like everyone else in my team is. I want to be able to clock off at 3 o'clock on a Friday and actually enjoy, my Friday afternoon with my family before the weekend starts. And how would you feel once that happens? I feel super excited. That's going to be like the bee's knees. And by drawing attention to their feelings, they will then be able to see, and if not, you can help them recognize that there's a difference from where they are now to where they want to be. And there's a gap. So there'll be a step change from where they are to where they want to be. And that's where you as a supportive colleague or as a manager can really kind of lean in and help them with that. So the shift from a good manager to a great manager is being able to listen to the subtle changes in language and in dialogue. We as human beings, we're not taught to express our feelings really simply and really clearly, because we're always, we hold onto a fear that if we say something that offends somebody, we're going to leave them, offended, angry, disappointed. And what we do is we hold back. We hold back and make ourselves more miserable by being vague. So let's get super accurate. Let's get really kind of chiseled in on this. From a very early age, from when you're a kid, you get taught around that there's a goodie and a baddie. There is a good way to do things and there is a bad way to do things. Marvel Comics, brilliant example. There was always a goodie and a baddie in their movies, and the goodies fight to beat the baddies. And this becomes a generalized sweeping statement that there is a good way, which is the right way, and a bad way, the wrong way, to do something. And everyone always wants to be good. Everyone wants to do things right. And I'm going to give you a little story now about a kid who steals chocolate. Kid gets caught stealing chocolate from the corner shop. He knows that stealing is bad, yet he does it anyway. So does that make him a bad person? Well, you don't know. You don't know enough detail around the story to make that judgment. So if you stop and have a chat with that kid and say, dude, you're stealing chocolate. Goes, yeah, I know, I am. I need to give it to the bullies at the bottom of the street who are going to put bricks through my mum's window if I don't give them chocolate. So then this kid, he's stealing for a greater cause. Stealing is bad, yes, of course. But is he more compassionate to what's going on, to save his mum from cleaning up all the glass, from the pain and expense of having to replace the window? And who's really at fault here? Whose actions have instigated this particular incident? And are they good or are they bad, or are they going to get beaten up by someone else because they didn't do something? They didn't get this kid to steal a chocolate. So when we look at this and we look at that particular scenario, there's lots of different elements in that. It's bad to steal. I needed to steal. I needed to do this. He told me. And, think about other expressions as well. In general, I hate you is something that, I used to fear when I was a kid, getting told that. And my husband and my son tell me every day that I love you, mummy, or mom, or Vic, depending on which one it is. If you look at some softer language as well, frustrated, sad, comfortable, they all kind of bring up a sense, particularly within me, of like a feeling. I feel comfortable because my cat is sitting on my knee. I feel loved when I get cuddles from my son. I feel sad because I dropped my favorite cup this morning and it smashed on the floor. When we articulate and express ourselves in those clear terms, we're not only explaining, that we are sad in that moment or that we have this feeling in this moment, but also why. So from a business perspective, I feel frustrated because I can't get my report out. I can't get my report out because I'm dependent on other people's data and they haven't sent it to me yet. And when you're speaking to someone in this way, you can always enhance your method of understanding by playing back what you've just heard. So I hear you're sad because you dropped your favorite cup. I hear that you're frustrated because you can't get the report out on time and you're missing information. Is that right? And here's a brilliant example of how you don't even need to use their language. So you don't listen to me is probably something that we've all heard recently from a spouse, from a colleague, from a child. And how I bet your response was something along the lines of, I am listening, I did hear. What if it was something softer, like, I hear that you would like more connection when we talk? So you're acknowledging what they're hearing, what they're saying to you, and then ask them to clarify how you would know that that has been achieved. So in that scenario, how would you know that I'm connected to you when we're talking? Expressing a need, really super simple, So if at work, and you go back to that example of needing to get that report out, I can't help you if you don't tell me what you need. Something that I've had almost every manager say to me in the past. How about this way? I would like to help you resolve the issues that you are experiencing and gain you some additional support. I need you to connect with me so that I can do this most effectively. Super simple, super easy. Now, what happens if you work for a manager who's a little bit despondent, who's not coming to you with queries that can help you make your life better? What happens if you need to go to them? That's okay. We're going to cover that now. So you can vocalize what you're feeling in exactly the same way as what we've just been doing now. I need to speak to you regarding the problems that I'm having. Can we get some time X? I need you to do this. Really super simple, really easy. And it's not aggressive, it's not violent. It's allowing them an opportunity to see that you're struggling at this moment and that you need their help. Tick. So then when you have that time with them, be really super articulate. I need more training in this area. This is something that's new to me, and I feel as though I'm struggling. I need some support. My workload has doubled recently, and I need to offload some elements to it of my current workload to other members of the team so that I'm not working 20 hours in the evenings and weekends. When you clearly express your needs to people, and it's, I need this because X, I need to offload some of the more simple elements of my job to a junior, to someone else, so that because I need to, or because I don't need to, beg your pardon, you should always express it as a positive, not a negative, because I am working evenings and weekends to get this work done. When you respond, when you articulate these things in this way, people are more likely to see it as that they're helping you, and people are going to want to do that. And don't feel as though by vocalizing this or by approaching somebody that you're entering into a conflict zone. A conflict zone is a state of mind. That's the good and the bad that we spoke about earlier, the right and the wrong. There is no right, there is no wrong. There are merely differences of opinions. there is your opinion, and then there is their opinion. And sometimes people can be very passionate about their opinions, and that's okay too. Because I've got this one for you as well. So that I can gain more insight on your opinion, can we talk about X? And then you will either be in agreement on that particular element, or you'll be out of agreement on that element. And if you approach it in that way and really kind of be specific on the elements that you're discussing, you'll find that you have a lot more in common, which means that you're not as far out of disagreement, far out of agreement, beg your pardon, than that you thought you were. And that you can reach a very easy point of agreement and move it forward. Super simple. So then in kind of closing and kind of to wrap this up, managers aren't just there to crack the whip, they're there to help and support you. And it doesn't even need to be work orientated as either. If you're struggling at the moment because you're trying to homeschool the kids as well, you know, maybe there's flexible working there that you can look at. Most managers aren't going to offer it. They're just going to, you know, assume that if you need help, you're going to come to them. If you need some support with a parent or a loved one who is, you know, who is sick and you need some time off to look after them, or you need to be able to put in touch with some charities and support, but you can't because you haven't got the headspace, another brilliant opportunity to be able to ask for some help. Some managers are also more approachable than others, and some are going to be more responsive than others. And when you kind of learn to stretch this muscle, it'll get stronger. And I would invite you to try this out, to experiment, to see where you have success, because this is my language. What works for me might not work for you. And if any of this has kind of resonated with you, or you want to find out a little bit more, I would really love to talk with you, and we'll see what we can do to help you out. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching 20 Days of Healing. My name is Vicky Poole. You can find me at Vicky Poole Coach on Twitter and Instagram. You can press the button below to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you can catch up on all the new videos that are going to be coming out. And you can also join my Facebook group, which is called Flourishing Together. And I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you very much. Take care and God bless.